And welcome back to another day. Today is a very special day. We're gonna try to see if we can start this car. Finally, I have all the essential parts to put this car back together, including the seat belts, and I have already taken the airbag module. We deleted any stored code in it just to be on the safe side. And most importantly, we have our pyrofuse. Now, I'm not sure if this pyrofuse is any good or not. So my first plan of attack is to connect these modules first and then the pyrofuse. Once I connected the pyrofuse, I'm just gonna connect every essential part that this car might need to start. Then we're gonna see if we can finally start this car or not. After that, if everything goes okay, we can start putting back the interior together and just start working on the exterior and the front bumper. All right, so we need to connect this and then the nuisance. Oh, there you go. So the pyrofuse is in. Yay! The pyrofuse is in, the SRS module is in, and now we need to connect other parts. I assume the instrument cluster. What else do we need? The gear selector, the start button, and maybe that's it. Do you think we need more? I'm not sure. So there's a socket right down there, which this yellow socket connects to. Let's connect that. That slips right down here. So that one is just a normal wire that gets connected right down here. And now it's time to get the instrument cluster. All right, so we have the cluster that we need to connect. It has two ports, the yellow one and the green one, and you cannot really go wrong with it. Let's connect this in. One socket. Two sockets. And let rest it down here. Here I'm just gonna connect the parking brake module just in case this car likes to put itself in park. So let's do that. Right. I got it. Let's connect this now. All right, so connected this. All right, battery in, fuse in, pyrofuse in, booster on. All right, connected few wires back here. Let's try it again. Come on. All right, so it's not reading the key. Well, it keeps saying that key is not detected, so probably something is disconnected. I need to dig in more and see which plug is corresponding to that module. All right, 10-15 minutes passed and I just connected every single wire to the back of this thing, but I think I was missing this one. This is corresponding literally to the bottom of the cup holders, which the key should technically go to. Someone should check on that guy in an hour. Poor guy. Yeah, at this point, I realized the battery is dead, bought a new battery, put it on the car, and now let's try it again. Situation update. I ordered a new battery. It just arrived. I installed it. Let's go and see what does that mean inside of the car. All right, so now the right screen is working as well. So I guess that's a good sign. Honestly, at this point, I felt like I achieved nothing. I was just sitting there hitting the start button over and over, trying to convince myself that the car was actually on and just staying in silent mode. But of course, that's not true. And then it just dawned on me that I was betting this whole repair on some used pyrofuse I bought off of eBay just to save few euros on the repair of this car. And it was just such a heartbreaking moment. So at that point, I just gave up, went to Mercedes, ordered the genuine brand new part from them. They had to ship it, I think, from Germany or Spain or somewhere to the branch I was ordering it. And after a few days, it showed up. They called me, and I went there to grab the new pyrofuse. And welcome back to another day. So today is the day. Today is the day we're gonna put this pyrofuse that I got from Mercedes itself back into the car. Let's get cracking. There it is, the new pyrofuse. And look, since it's a real Mercedes part and not some sketchy used one like before from eBay, I made a bit of an executive decision. I'm not even going to test if the car starts. Nope. I'm just putting the whole interior back together first and hoping for the best. It's a gamble, but hey, we are doing it. So first things first, I got the new fuse in, tightened it down with those two side bolts. Then the dashboard went in. It's held by few main bolts, one right in the center, one hidden behind the middle speaker, and then those screws, one on the sides by the window, and that's why those pillar covers had to come off earlier, by the way. After that, I hit the bolts near the AC unit and the side panels. Now, the biggest thing here, you gotta make sure you don't trap any wires. Seriously, take your time, pull them through, or you're gonna have a nightmare later. Then it was time for the center console. If you saw the last video, you know how this all came apart, so it's just the reverse of it. I just took my time plugging in all of the trim wires back in, so I didn't miss anything. I clipped the rear charging port back into its place, and that's that. The interior is finally back together. A bit of it. All right, so we have installed the dashboard and the central console. What we need to do next is to remove the seat belts on each of the A-pillar, change the seat belts for the rear seats, and after that we can start installing all the stuff that is connected, like the air conditioning unit, the airbag, the knee airbag, the steering wheel, and other stuff. And then hopefully we can start this car. Let's see. All right, so we need to open this one up on the top. Okay. All right. And there is one down here. Okay. That's the sound. All right. I remove the airbag connection, and this should just come right off. All right, connection that won't just right come off. You still have one more screw down here. All right, now we do that in reverse. So I'm going to start putting the seatbelt for the driver and the passenger side, and then we can move on to the rear ones. Okay, and after that, we need to pass this through here. All right, I installed all of the seat belts, and I really hope they are working, because if they are malfunctioning or they have any sort of issues because I bought them secondhand, then it's going to be a lot of pain to remove them again. They are not the easiest thing to fit, but overall, I have added all of the 4 seat belts, connected them in, and now the exciting part begins. We're going to install the dashboard and whatever is left from this car, and hopefully today we can turn this car on and have it moving on its own power. So before progressing any further, I think it's wise to install the driver and the passenger seats, because it's so hard to crawl in and out, and also we need to be able to do some precision work on the dashboard to connect all the wires and all the screws and do a proper OEM job. So Let's put the seats in and get cracking and finish this car. All right, everyone, the seats are finally going back in. Honestly, I've been jumping in and out of this thing so many times lately. I am just dying to actually sit down for once. So, the driver's seat first is just 4 screws, but don't be like me. Make sure you plug in the connectors before you bolt it down. Same deal for the passenger side, wiring first, then the screws. After that, I put the air vents back in and connected the module for the lights and the parking brake. Then I connected the massive dual screen unit and screwed it back into place. Once that was secure, I put the center AC vents back in. Now, almost there. Side trims go on, then I connected the pillar speakers and snapped the covers back on. One last screw for the center dash speaker, plug the AC module back in, and we are so close now. Now, for the steering wheel, make sure you line it up perfectly on those splines. Then you torque that center nut down to 80 Newton meters. The wheel is on, it feels really good, and finally looking like a real car again. So I grabbed the airbag to finish the whole job, and of course it's the wrong part. I tried to connect it and I realized immediately it's just not the right one. So yeah, I ordered the right one and now we just have to wait again. Okay, so now finally everything is back together. I really hope this guy starts. Now I have pretty much connected everything, minus the airbag. I've got the wrong one, so I need to order the right one. I still see it says malfunction, towing not permitted, but I don't know, let's see. Let's start. Oh my God, it started. The car lives. The car lives again. All right, let's see if this car will. All right, come on. All right, so we still have some codes. I hope I can turn them off. No, it's actually doing fine. All right, let's see if it goes into gear. And it does, and it goes into the EV mode. Oh, no. It totally moves. Ah. This makes me so happy, like our first car, and it actually works. And I don't have any lights on the dashboard, so it might be clearing off all those fault codes, or we might need to use our auto to clean them off again. But everything seems to be okay. Everything seems to be normal, minus the airbag missing. So now we can work on the outside, but this is a big win. I'm over the moon for this, and I'm just so happy that this car lives again. So now we have a car that actually runs and drives. We need to work on the outside of it to make it roadworthy and finish it off. So we need to put the new lights on. I've already bought that one, and also we have a new bumper, but it has some damages, so we need to fix that. Also, this AC pipe has been sheared off. I have a new one, so I need to replace it as well. And something that I didn't realize when I was buying this car, apparently this fender also has a bit of dent, which I need to give it to the body shop to fix it. So let's put the new light on and then we can hand it over to the body shop. Okay, let's go for a test drive around the block. This car is not registered yet. I need to pass the inspection and finish it off, but for the time being, I guess we can do it. Turn the block and that's it. It's on. Oh, the brakes are so dry. The music starts every time. Oh, very dry, but overall very happy car. This is an amazing feeling. I always seen Matt Armstrong and Alex from Legit Street Cars rebuilding cars and taking them for a test drive, and how happy they get after successfully finishing their project. It's just, the feeling is amazing, and I hope that I can keep doing these projects, and I hope by you all watching me, you can help me to grow, to find more projects, more exciting cars, and more exciting builds that we can all work on together. And I'm just very grateful for the opportunity. Thank you so much all for watching. Don't forget to like the video. I would really appreciate that. And if you enjoy these rebuilds, don't forget to subscribe to the channels. And I will try to publish these videos on a regular schedule, but just in case, if you want to, you can click on the bell icon to have your notifications on. I wish you all the best, and take care.